Everybody, welcome to the Average Guy's Gourmet. I'm Tony Rican, and today I'm cooking up one of my family's favorite dishes. I'm making potato and cheese pierogies. These are great. So let's just go ahead and get started and jump right into this one. For my pierogies, I'm making fresh mashed potato. You can use store-bought box mashed potatoes if you want, but I prefer the real thing. What I did is I let my potatoes boil for about an hour, then I went ahead and peeled them and mashed them up with a little bit of milk. Now I'm ready to go ahead and start my dough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 cups of flour, 1 egg, and a half cup of water. I'm going to mix this together until it's nice and smooth. Once you have your dough where you want it, I'm just going to go ahead and put it back in the bowl here, cover it up, and let it sit for about a half an hour. While my dough is resting, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping my filling. Now I've got my mashed potatoes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cheese and I'm just going to shred about 8 ounces of cheese into the mashed potatoes. Then I'll salt and pepper it, mix it all together, and then we're just going to wait for our dough. Now that my dough's had time to rest, I'm going to go ahead and roll out my dough and start stuffing my pierogies. This rolled out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to take a simple cookie cutter and just cut my circles out that I'll be using to make the pierogies. Now, I'm not going to waste this dough. I'm going to re-roll out, use it to make more pierogies, but I just wanted to continue on to show you what I'm doing next. I'm taking each one of these circles and taking about a half teaspoon of potato and cheese, putting it right in the middle. Then I'm just going to fold the dough over on it and pinch it shut. Now if you want, you can use a little bit of water on it. You can take a fork and crimp the edges just to make sure it's nice and closed. But there you go. My pierogies now ready for the pot. We're almost done, and I promise they'll be worth all this work. Now that all my pierogies are stuffed, I've started to boil some water on my stovetop at a medium flame. I'm going to drop the pierogies in and let them go for about 8 minutes, but I'm going to turn the water down to a low boil, get it to just simmer a little bit. After about 8 minutes, I went ahead and removed my pierogies from the heat and I drained them. Now I'm back over at the stovetop. I got a couple tablespoons of butter melting in my pot here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing some onions. And once those get nice and soft, I'm going to add some ham. And after the ham has a minute to cook, I'm going to go ahead and cook my pierogies just for a couple minutes so they cook thoroughly, get a little bit of brown on them. Now you can use whatever you want. You don't need to use the onions. You don't need to use the ham. You can add vegetables in there if you want. This is just the way I prefer it. After I put the pierogies in, I let them go for about 5 minutes, just so they can brown up and get a little bit of color and finish cooking. Now these look great. Again, you can use any vegetable you want. You can use green beans, broccoli, anything, or you can cook them just plain. But let's stop talking about them, let's stop looking at them, and let's just go ahead and dig right into them. This seriously is one of our favorites in this house. We love making this, we love eating this. I know you'll love eating it. So go ahead and give it a try, and we'll see you guys next time.